Welcome to the training video on the checklist summary. In this video, we'll explain how to track your closed checklist items. To begin, we'll show you how to get to this page. So from the home page, I can select the checklist summary hyperlink. Takes me right in. Or going back to the home page, if I'm inside of an office event, reviewer questions. In the upper right-hand corner here, checklist summary. That's going to take me right into the page and also preset my office event reviewer questions because I was in that office event. Over here we have closed checklists. These are the checklist items that are closed, meaning they've been completed. And if there were no checklist items completed at all, this would, for that specific date range, this would be blank. So if I switch this over to, say, cashier, we had zero checklist items that were closed out or completed for this specific date, business type, and site, so nothing displays. Switch back to reviewer questions. So these are the items that have been closed out on my checklist page, and that's why they're displaying. First, let me show you the checklist page. So I'm going to go to the reviewer questions. I'm going to go into Johnny Tester here, his checklist page. So we have a series of checklist items set up, and as you see, there's checks here. These are the ones that have actually been completed or closed. So in this example, I'm displaying, I have the office event reviewer questions. So I'm using my checklist page to actually track what kind of mistakes are being made in my office on tax returns. So I have a list of about 10 mistakes that are common, and based on if we have a problem with a tax return, we'll check off where the mistakes are being made. And so I can run this summary checklist report at the end of the year, and I can see what kind of mistakes are being made, so I can then help with training next year to make sure they don't get the same mistakes being made again, or try to correct it. And also I can see what preparer is having the most problems with specific mistakes. So let me go back now. Right here to reviewer questions. So I'm going to show you how this works. So I just did it with 2 clients, and I've checked off a few items, so I have some closed checklists. Before I get into this, I want to show that there is a filter here for site, for business type, and then the date range. This date range is actually based on the date the checklist was closed, so that has a check in there. All right, that's what these from and to dates are. And then of course we have apply, which will set the dates, and then clear will clear that date out and put it back to the current date. And you can use these little arrows to go back and forth, one of December 4th, December 5th. So if I want to just see how many problems do I have with signature documents being loaded into Atom, I just click on here. So it looks like I've had 2 problems with it for this specific day. I click on that link again. This is going to tell me which preparers. This is the event user, which typically is going to, in this example, the event user is the person who creates the office event. Okay, so that may not be the actual tax preparer. So in order for this to work for you, if you're going to use the same type of example I am, and this right here, Eric, he's actually was I didn't override on him to make this event user show up. So if I go into John's file here, and right here, so reviewer questions. So Mark is the actual preparer, but I want it to show up as Eric is a guilty party. So over here under the user column, to override, I put Eric. So I just hit the edit pencil. So this is basically overriding the event user. So the event user is always going to be the person who creates the event. So Mark created it, but I want to show that Eric is actually the guilty person, the one who made the mistake. So I overrode with Eric right here. Okay, typically this would be the same person who prepared it, but in this example, Eric. So now let me go back into here. Oops, sorry, I want to go back to the checklist summary. All right, so select a few. So I just wanted to show you that's how you're able to put the event user in here. And from here, if I click on this link, the client, I actually go right into, as I showed you, the checklist page. These are the closed items. If back. I want to select them all. So at the end of the year, I could come in here for reviewer questions, select all these different types of mistakes or errors that have been made, and I can see how many. And I can go across each office and see where do I have problems. Okay, data entry, greater than 100 refund change. So you create these, obviously, your checklist items in admin, whatever you want to track. And then if I want to then click further and see who is the person making all the mistakes, I would just select that, and that would give me the actual preparer that's having the problems with these mistakes. So the checklist summary close, it won't be used for every single office event, but you guys can kind of tailor it to what you want to track in your office. But for this year, that's how we're going to use it for reviewer questions, to try to find out where the mistakes are being made so we can then help improve next year and have fewer mistakes. But now we have a way of actually measuring it. For more information, you can visit our website at adamanager.com.